Sunday morning cram. We do this every Sunday for an hour or so, answering start-sit questions, setting my high-stakes teams, doing some last-minute underdog drafts. What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. I like to set my high-stakes lineups. Not going so hot on FFBC. A lot of teams that need to get a win this week, or at least score a lot of points. Yeah, this team. I mean, this team's pretty good. Just dealt with the Cooper Kupp and T. Higgins injuries. And considering that we went 0 RB, having options of Zach Moss, Rico, and Carson Steele should be good if we actually were beating teams at quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, but hasn't played out that way. I like the team nonetheless, but yeah, 0-3 needs to win, and more importantly, just needs to score well. This team's only 1-2, but it scored like 200 points last week, so it's not doing so bad since a tiebreak is points scored. So yeah, this is a team that we got Kyron and Bijan, Jaden Reed and DJ Moore. So we're getting Jordan Love back. Feels nice. Ferguson, Shakir, Kincaid. Kincaid, like, depending what his target volume looks like going forward, won't necessarily be an every week starter because we have options. We got Brian Thomas, we got Hopkins, we got Steele and Pirine, we got Caleb Williams versus Dak. Nothing to set here, though. This is the team I drafted with Ron and Jacob. Hell yeah, man. Let's win a big GPP today. Let's do it, Cal. Let's do it. You, me, and someone in this chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Tremble, All, Strange, or Atkins in PPR? Is this for DFS, Donovan? You're not even including Higgins? Punt tight ends. Higgins should be pretty popular. Strange is good leverage off of that. All is you can't make any projections work there, but I want to do it. So, and he's the cheapest. He's 2,500 on DraftKings. Should I redo all my Taysom and Tipton DK lineups since Olave is playing? Steven, that's a judgment call, but probably yes. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have built winning lineups before that I've swapped last minute. So I want to have like a I built the lineups like on Monday as like a dummy lineup. And then Sunday morning, I'll swap them. I did that last year. The lineup would have won 250K. So that stings. And I did it before I even won BBM. I swapped. If you guys remember the Bills-Cardinals shootout game, I had the winning lineup for like 100K in a single entry, and I swapped it. So I don't know. I don't like to. Okay, not DFS. Oh, okay. So you're just you're choosing to start sit. In this group, probably go Stranger Atkins. Bears pieces seem ambiguous this week. How do you feel about Caleb stacks? I quite like the Caleb stacks. I want to get because the stats were there, but he didn't look great, so that will keep his ownership in check. But it seems to me that like the Rams defense is just you play pieces against them, and where the Rams have been getting decimated is the deep ball. So to me, that means you either play Rome or DJ Moore. Like we know these two guys can win down the field. Keenan Allen, of course, like is it going to be shocking if he gets 14 targets? No. But yeah, and don't know if it's like necessarily number 2 wide receivers have been getting there against the Rams. Like we did see Jameson Williams get there. We did see last week was Juwan Jennings, but Brandon Ayuk was like wide open for like Brandon Ayuk probably should have had 40 fantasy points. He was tackled at the 1 yard line, and then um Purdy just didn't throw it to him like wide open down the field. So seems to me just more like deep threats get there. We saw Jennings get there, Jameson, Marvin. So yeah, Rome and DJ Moore for me in Caleb stacks. And I'm not doing like you can always correlate the tight end, but I'm not doing Komet. Season long pick 2, Jaden Reed, Brian Thomas, T. Higgins. Jaden Reed and Higgins for me. What's up? Become a YouTube member. Like who Hames? Yeah, I like Caleb. Schultz or Strange? Schultz. Like very comfortably Schultz, especially with no tank tail. Myers, Brian Thomas, Addison, or Odunze. I like Odunze for the upside. Richardson or Darnold? Damn, man, this is down bad. Richardson. Like, we're sticking with Richardson, Carson. If we drafted him, we're playing him. Debo and Jennings? I think you can. Depends what your other options are. Achan or Godwin? Achan for me. Yeah, that's a nothing for me, Michael. That's like beat reporters trying to generate clicks, and they were successful. Probably Ramondre. Gross options though. So this lineup, I'm telling the gents are putting in Rome, and we're gonna see what they say. I don't understand why we would be starting J.K. Dobbins over Roma Dunze. But now I gotta message them. Yeah, this team's sick. Still wish Stephon Diggs was Rashee Rice, but it is what it is. Yeah, I just think we should be playing Rome. And also, I think we should be playing Caleb. Always have to debate with mainly Jacob. Trey McBride's out, but we got Cole Kmet. Yeah, I think we should have Caleb in Rome. Best leverage spots. Probably James Conner as a Kyler fails, Marvin Harrison fails, Brian Robinson is not as good as him, so James Conner. I don't know. I would watch that DFS video I did if you have time because I went game by game and I kind of talked about it as I was going over it. Different punt tight end than Elijah hit. So paying up for tight end. And who's else is the mega chalk? Like probably just like building a balanced lineup. Not playing the Rashee Rices of the world, the Bijans. This team had to bench Tank. Keenan versus Lockett's a discussion. I'm playing Rome and DFS though, so gotta keep your bets, in the straight and narrow. Yeah, I don't know how this team's 2-1. Rico Dowdle, Carson Steele, Justice Hill holding down the running back spots. Week 1, I went with Zeke and Dowdle. Man, the Dowdle pick would be really good if they weren't playing a fullback. Like I really don't think we had any way of knowing a fullback would be playing. Pretty sure I took Jamar Chase 101 in that one. Like, I don't think we had any idea, like, a fullback would start playing this much, but if he wasn't, I have to believe Dowdle would be getting the 2-minute drill, and Dowdle's just gonna play more than Zeke, so just zap some pass catching appeal from him. I think we're all set there. The real thing is gonna be what did Jacob and Ron wanna do, but we'll have to deal with that. Chuba, Rome, or Keenan? I like Rome. Most people would tell you to play Chuba, though, so do with that what you will. Myers, Addison, or Brian Thomas? Myers or Brian Thomas. Yo, Berto. Yeah, man. You didn't see that we hit the pick'ems? You didn't see that I cashed the pick'ems on my last stream? I'll do another pick'em after I get my lineup set. Yes, the Texans will be super concentrated between Nico, Diggs, Schultz. Kirk and White for me. Calvin Ridley. Oh yeah, if you're projected to lose, it's unquestionably Caleb. Ford for me over Steele. Full PPR, London, Moss, or Pickens. I think you got to roll with Tyreek Cole, unless you want to be brave, and then probably Pickens. Yeah, Caleb for me. Bucky or Roshan rest of season. I mean, Ryan, that's tough to say because we don't know. Like, I bid aggressively on Roshan for what he could be, but it's a projection, you know? Bucky is injured. He looks good. So I don't know. Like, if Roshan's going to be the Bears starting running back, Roshan, because even though the Bears O line sucks, he's going to catch passes. If Rachaad White rolls an ankle, Bucky. So choose your adventure there, Ryan. Yeah, Goddard's going to be pretty chalky. I'm going to have a hard like, I liked Goddard in best ball draft, so that's why I played him some last week. But with no A.J. Brown, no Smith, it's not bad chalk to eat, Steven, but I don't know. I quite like Kittle and Kelsey as like pivots off of that. I would start Kirk over London personally. I don't think it's crazy. Yeah, Loopke, the fullback, he's just playing so much, man. Reed, JSN, or Shakir? Oof, tough. Reed or Shakir? I'm playing some FanDuel lineups and I'm just jamming in Kincaid and Shakir with Josh Allen because it's fun and the Bills are a matchup based offense and you beat the Ravens by throwing. Wow, good for them. Good for the Loopke lineup. Rome or Steele? Rome. Drop Carr for Caleb or Fields? Yes, I would do that for Caleb. Pick 2 in season long. Dortch, Dobbs, Trey Tucker. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, I drafted AJ, Cup, and Devontae. Okay, so Tucker and flip a coin for Dortch or Dobbs. Like Dortch has a higher floor and Dobbs has a higher ceiling. So whatever you need more there. I think Roshan is totally playable in tournaments. Yeah, I think you can go Johnny Wilson. I'd rather play Johnny Wilson than Paris Campbell. I caught the fourth quarter because I saw that dude on Twitter had like I caught like the last drive, honestly. That's all. Chalk is just like high owned. So if the player's high owned, they're chalk. Caleb or Love? Brian, it's close, but I think you go Caleb with it's possible Malik Willis like mixes in there. So yeah, Caleb. Let me take a look at my lineups. Doing better here in RT Sports. Got a 3-0 team, 2 2-1s, and 3 1-2s. This team's my 3-0 team, I think. 3-0. And has Mark Andrews. I've been playing likely over Andrews, and I'm going to do that until morale changes. I picked up Fant too because might not be playing either of the tight ends soon. Let's see. Mason, Achan, Ayuk, Flowers, likely Shakir, Gibbs. Yeah, really nothing. I just drafted a lot of Jordan Mason, so that's why the RT Sports drafts are going well. I built 0 RB, and I have Jordan Mason. Smash. This team's obviously not 0 RB. Gibbs Achan start. Bijan, Achan, Shaheed, Ayuk, Kincaid, Reed, Flowers. So yeah, the question here is Shaheed. Picked up Drake May in this one. Yeah, I think we roll Shaheed. Olave's going to play, but I don't know if he'll be 100%. Mason Pollard, Chase, Nico, Kittle, DJ Moore, Shakir. So this is a tough one. It's like straight up Moore or Rome, and it's becoming a decision, guys. Man, I really want to play Rome because I'm playing him in DFS. Straight up over Moore. I don't think it's crazy to bench Shakir either for Rome. Tank Dell, obviously not. Rashad White versus Tony Pollard. Nope, gotta go Pollard there. We got Kittle back. Yeah, man, I don't know. Rome versus DJ Moore. We'll come back to it. Mason Dobbins, Nico Rome, Kelsey, Ayuk, Amon-Ra. Got a lot of options there, just kind of waiting for it to sort out. If J.K. Dobbins goes down. Allen, Mason, Brian Robinson, Chase, Higgins, Kincaid, Ayuk, Debo. So here, like, do we play Debo? Yeah, I think we just play Debo. He's playing. Yeah. Double Bengals, double 49ers, Allen and Kincaid. I like that team. Wonder how it's doing. 2-1 somehow. Hurts, Rico, Achan, Kirk, Reed, Ferguson, Myers, Shakir. So Myers versus, yeah, we have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Tank Dell. Yikes. I bet this team's 1 and 2. Yeah. All right, well, we seem set there, so let's get to these questions. I would sell Rico with this loopy guy. Half point, Keenan or Juwan? Probably Keenan. Hurts or Fields? Hurts. Aker or Bucky PPR? Akers. Sam Laporta for me. Dobbins, Watson, Flowers? Yeah, Flowers for me. Yeah, I don't know. I would need to read more about it, Mulder, to tell you whether to play Olave, but I think you're right to be scared. Reed's a stud. I agree. I think that's a great trade for you. Yeah, Tucker, you could definitely go there, man. Yeah, I like maybe camp, but he was not on the injury report. So, like, if he, my read of it is when players are not listed on the injury report at all anymore. So George Kittle, Rome, they're not injured. You know, if they're questionable, doubtful, they are. Ridley for Rome straight up. Honestly, I would, but that's my vibe of it. Did, did he say that seriously or because he was annoyed with the question? Honestly, I don't know, man. I think if you have CMC, you hold him. I think he's okay to trade for too. Nick over here popping addies for for DFS cram and Sundays. Nick, we got different Sundays, brother. I like it though. I like that energy. I like the idea of someone adding out there with the spreadsheets, throwing on my stream as part of their prep. Hell yeah, Nick, brother. If I'm not winning, it's you this weekend. Purdy or Love? Think you go Purdy there. I think that's pretty crazy to play him over Kamara. Yeah, that's a coin flip. That's a coin flip for me. Pretty easily Kincaid for me. Brother, he scored 22 points last week. Nick got what? Nick got people wishing for Addies. Um, I'm not a Deontay guy, but I think you have to go Deontay. Guy, like anytime a guy is going to be mega chalk in DFS, it's a little cute to bench that guy and manage. Yeah, I mean, I had ADHD meds growing up. Just stopped taking them because I didn't like how I felt. I don't like feeling cracked out. I did take them in college to help me like cram and do stuff. Um, what? Okay. Worthy or JSN? Uh, JSN. Ooh, tough one here, man. Probably got to go Ayuk Flowers, but I think it's defensible to consider Shakir. I'd play Steele over Bucky. I'm not a Najee guy, but I think you got to play him. Yeah, I probably could have become a candidates master if I played my FIDE events better because my USCF rating's kind of low. It's like almost 1900. But my FIDE rating was super high because I played better slow chess and I just played it like so few events and I played well. So my FIDE rating was like 2100 or something. I don't know if it's you need more games or whatever, but I don't know. Ramondre or Steele? Probably Ramondre. I'm not paying down for punt wide receivers, but I think you can. JMO, Pollard, Dunze, Waddle start two. I think you go back to Pollard against Miami. Running backs get there against Miami. And then I think JMO and Adunze are your other two options. build a pick 'em. How many picks do you guys want in this pick 'em? Actually, let's not, because I need to build on my phone. I don't feel like doing that. We'll do that later. I just can't build pick'ems on my computer, and it annoys me. 3. We're doing a degen. No, we're doing a. Actually, we're doing this. We're doing a degen slip here. This is a only tail if you want to have fun. These are my favorite types of pick'em slips, and they are rushing overs and unders on statue quarterbacks. So let's go Rodgers. Rushing yards. Higher or lower, guys? How are we feeling? He was scooting. He was scooting against the pass. Lower. Lower. He's going to take a break. He's not going to do that back-to-back weeks. Baker. Rushing yards, 10.5. That's not a statue. Let's find Cousins. These are the best sweats. If this is the only thing you have going on this weekend, this is just fun. Where's the rushing yards? Oh, rushing yards, half a yard. Higher or lower, guys? Higher or lower? Higher. Kirk's getting it there. He's selling out in a divisional game. Carr. What the heck? No rushing yards? Boo. Who are the other statues of the world? I think Stroud. Stroud rushing yards. So this is interesting. Stroud rushing yards 6.5. Stroud's longest rush 5.5. Isn't just taking lower on his longest rush better than lower on 6.5 rushing yards? Goff's a good one. Let's get Goff in here. Goff unders is a print fest. Goff rushing touchdown, 8x multiplier. That's some degen shit. I love that. Cowards. They're not even giving us the rushing yards. They know the under is just automatic. Burrow's a good one. Oh, Andy Dalton too. Burrow. Oh, that's mobile man. 11.5. Dalton rushing yards 3.5. Against his old team, higher, easily higher. Jordan Love. Good one. 4.5 rushing yards. Against a blitz-heavy team, gets you off your spot. Stafford. Thank you, sir. Stafford's a great one. Rushing yards. Yeah. The only option is to go higher. I love that. Hell yeah. Overs only, baby. Yeah, and he's getting there. Herbert. Yeah, I don't know. The love under I could see both ways because you get him off his spot. He could get moving, Darnold. He's kind of mobile. No Carr is killing me. All right, we're rolling with these 4. Lower Rodgers 2.5, higher Cousins 0.5, higher Dalton 3.5, higher Stafford 1.5. And let's have some fun. Let's get the Goff rushing touchdown, 8x multiplier. Only add this one if you want to. $14. Let's do a 10. $10 to win 10K. Do we have our profit boost in there? Let's make sure to apply this. Boom. Hey, it went through. Only tail that if you want to have some fun. Gotta let the people know we just built this. This slip is just pure fun, guys. Every weekend, we are putting in a statue QB rushing over under. I love how the Goff, the only option was touchdown. Hell yeah. So higher Kirk, half a rushing yard. Lower Rodgers, 2.5. Higher Stafford, one. Oh, God, we did 1.5 rushing attempts. Whatever. He's getting there. Dalton, higher 3.5. Revenge game. We love it. We love it. This is electric. Like, if I only had one, I just have my best ball teams. I'm not doing DFS. I'm not, whatever. It would be a slip like this. You're watching the games. You see Kirk Cousins scoot there for 2 yards. Boom. That's electric content. You're watching the game with your friends and family, and they're like, why is this guy going electric for that 4-yard Andy Dalton run? All right. Some start sit questions I missed. Let's see. Yeah, kind of fading the Carolina side and just accepting that if I'm playing some Chuba, but like if you need Chuba, Deontay, I'm just gonna lose. And I really think like a good angle of this game is that if allowed, I see 2 things could happen. Number 1, if allowed, I could see the Bengals saying, "We need to get our offense right. We need to turn the season around. Let's lay 45 points on the Panthers." And they do that primarily through the air. Number 2, they get up big. They let Chase Brown get a lot of run. He's explosive. They got to play Moss in tight games for pass protection, etc. But if the game gets out of hand, let's get Chase Brown going. So those are 2 things I could see happening. I kind of like the Najee under. Kirk over, I like, though. Shakir or Wilson? Shakir for me. Rome for me. Yeah, I like this game and I don't. Shakir. I mean, clearly Bills Ravens tonight for many reasons, right? Probably T. Higgins donk. Yeah, I like the under just because it's getting like people are probably taking the overs, so that's why I kind of like the under. To get a dog bowl draft in, and I'm gonna get a coffee. I think the Bills are getting plus money. The Bills are probably gonna roll the Ravens, is my guess. If the Ravens are not able to like go on like 8-minute drives with Derrick Henry and Lamar running the ball, I think the Bills are just a better team. And McDermott defenses against Lamar, it's not gone well for Lamar. McDermott like kind of put out the original blueprint of how to defend against Lamar. You play zone, you keep your defenders' eyes on Lamar, take away the running, make him beat you via passing. And is he able to do that? Probably not. Um, and yeah, I think the Bills have shown they will adjust to the defense, and so I expect them to pass. What's one thing you've learned the first 3 weeks of the season that's changed how you view the rest of the season? Um, Probably just like the cover 2 plus how much offensive coordinators matter, and that people will super overreact to who scores touchdowns and who doesn't in a single week. Yeah, Michael Wilson I kinda like, but ESPN Open Score dropped, and it's not been kind to him. ESPN Open Score, only 4 weeks of data or 3 weeks of data, and you need to be targeted at certain times to even show up here. So George Pickens, a winner in Open Score, not done well in the past in this. So maybe this is a small sample, or maybe Pickens is just getting better. Um, the bad, Greg Dortch not getting open, Michael Wilson not getting open. Now they're playing the Commanders, so does it matter? Maybe not. Kyle Pitts not getting open, Mari Cooper not getting open. Debo doesn't get open, but it's Debo. Like he's never really good in this metric. Um, Overall, it thinks Diggs and Nico are two of the best. I definitely think the Houston scheme is doing this somewhat because they're good, but worst wide receiver, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Greg Dortch. Yeah, some tight ends are mixed in here. Cooper Cup and Amon Ra, it thinks is bad. So clearly, this is like a little wonky right now. Um, but still, yeah. I mean, the Bills. I mean, this is actually true. The Bills do not get dog walked out. Like they literally have the record for they either they either win or they lose by 6 points. Like they are never blown out. I literally can't remember a blowout from the Bills except for the Bills playoff game against the Bengals. That game was kind of blowouty. But other than that, like they never get blown out. This is a dog bowl draft. I'm gonna do some of the battle royales too. I'm gonna get some coffee refill, guys. Be right back. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like we're on the clock. Great timing here. Yeah, Kyron, why not? Kyron versus Bijan, tough for me today. Going back and forth on that one. Yeah, brother. I mean, I'm not talking about the Bills getting blown out did they get blown out before Josh Allen? Yes, I'm talking about in the Josh Allen era since he's been the Josh Allen we know today. They've not gotten blown out. Um Full PPR, White, Addison, Rome. I'd play Rome for sure. And then yeah, White versus Moss, it's close. I'd probably go Moss. Michael. It is inappropriate, brother. Uh, let's go Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones revenge game. Book it. Laporta, Brooks, Steele, Shakir. Jesus, Dustin, this is a big trade to work through. Or Komet, Reed, Dell, Brian Robinson. I like the. I think I like the Laporta, Shakir, Brooks side, but I don't know. Reed and Dell is also sick. That's correct, but how many years ago was that? That was like 3 years ago now? I think I'd go Shakir just with I don't know how much Debo's playing, you know? I think you start it if the option is like Debo or, you know, Michael Wilson, okay, Debo. But Shakir's in a good spot, you know? And him and Kincaid should just be the target leader for the Bills passing offense most of the games they play until Keon Coleman develops as like a legit target earner. I would play Laporta. I don't think the Packers D is as good as it looks on paper. They've got some injuries too, but I don't know. I got the Packers winning that game. Just historically, like last year, it just as there's many examples of this, but last year, for example, while all the people were like, "Oh, I'm taking the Browns with what's his face? Joe Flacco against the Texans." I was like, "That is idiotic. Stroud is the much better quarterback." And watching the games, I see Joe Flacco is gambling week in and week out. He is now, I don't think Darnold is gambling like Flacco was, but Flacco was throwing these balls into double coverage and his guys were just catching them. So that's not sustainable. And I was like, I'm gonna bet comfortably on the Texans. Um, so yeah, come on, Jordan Love or Darnold? Love. No, I would definitely leave a light on for Curtis Samuel to play more, but I do think the turf toe is derailing what could have been there. And if the Ravens get up 14, let's see what the Bills do. We've not seen the Bills even in that Cardinals game, the game never felt in doubt to me. I was just watching and I was like, "Oh, the Cardinals scored a kick return touchdown and they're going on these really long drives, but they're not pushing the ball downfield." Will be super close. It's gonna feel bad, guys, if you bench Debo and he goes off, but I don't know. I'm not read super close about the injury. Wow, Ayuk slips all the way around here. Sure, let's do it. Um, like Dotson, definitely not Charlie. It's Jennings or Waddle, and I'd probably go Waddle. Little call to Mooney here. Thanks for hanging, guys. Hit the like and subscribe button, please, if you enjoy these content. Again, I do this every Sunday morning. On the road to 6K. Also, if you'd like to, join my Discord, link is below. And check out beatbestball.com. Roto Run, friend of the show here. Punting off wide out. Yeah, baby. Jaden Reed, little Aaron Jones, Jaden Reed. I love that mini correlation for this weekend. Yeah, especially if I'm answering a start sit question and you can't even hit the like or subscribe. Like, come on now. Waddle versus Akers versus Ladd. Oof. James, I think I go Waddle there. Like, guys, in general, most of these questions, I think we should still be siding with who you drafted higher unless something has notably changed. So in this case, okay, so Akers maybe is the starter. Joe Mixon might play. Um, Ladd is dealing with Justin Herbert banged up. Waddle is dealing with no Tua, but he's getting Snoop Huntley. So it's like mitigating factors of bad there. Waddle is probably just a better player. No, I don't think Dotson feels similar to Jennings at all to me. Like, whatever. If he buries me, he buries me. But I'm very confident Dotson is a bad wide receiver. I wasn't as confident Jennings was a bad wide receiver. Like, I almost played Jennings in a couple lineups last week. I'm never going to play Dotson any week of my life until things substantially change. So, yeah, he's going to go for 50 points today, but doing these early in the week remains an edge. Jaden Reed was a last round pick early in the week. Kittle was a last round pick. People are awful. Also, we're drafting AJ Brown. Yeah, like I would have drafted Jennings in best ball if like Ricky Pearsall didn't exist. I was never drafting Dotson ever. Hot take, I think the Jaguars and the Bengals both turn it around. Um, but I think he needs to bench or he needs to take over play calling duties. Probably Brian Robinson, hard sus. Like, I love Flowers. And the nice thing about Flowers against the Bills is the Bills kind of shut down outside wide receivers, inherently meaning they're going to let you get some in the middle of the field, especially without their all pro slot corner. And Flowers, yeah, he plays outside, but he gets a lot of balls in the middle of the field. So, but I think you just have to go with Brian Robinson I can see Brian Robinson failing against the Cardinals. I just think their scheme and defense is a little bit better than people realize. But he's going to be chalking DFS. I think you just have to go with him as like a higher floor option. Take Brock here as our quarterback. Teron Johnson should be back. Like, Johnson should be back soon. Bernard should be back soon, probably like in a week or two, both these guys. And then Matt Milano, maybe you get back before the real NFL playoffs. I don't think okay, It's not been great for Trevor, but I just think he's going to turn it around. We'll go fire move. Yeah, Debo or Dunze for me. Sweet. I really like the spot for a Dunze. Like I'm really confident either a Dunze or more is getting like 25 plus points. I'm voting going off, Mighty Pen. Yeah, well, the Jaguars are doing great in the deep pass. They're not doing great with the easy stuff. But let's keep in mind, they don't have Evan Ingram. He's an easy stuff answer. And Christian Kirk, guys, remember, people are just forgetting this. He got hurt in training camp. It seems like he's finally healthy, so he is their easy answer. Need to swing for upside? No, you play Roman Keenan. Definitely. You don't play any of these dust balls for upside. Redraft half point, Udunze or T. Joseph, it's so close, brother. In my heart, though, I'm going to Dunze. Uh I wouldn't say totally over Andrew, but it's bad. Like in my 14 team league, which is like people don't cut, like someone cut Zamir. I would rather have Rome. Like it's so possible for Keenan with this heel injury that it re-aggravates in the first quarter. So he's riskier. And I also think the way you beat the Rams is you beat them deep. I don't think it's totally over for Andrews. Like, let's say the Bills get up 14. I could see Andrews having a good fantasy game, but the platonic ideal of Andrews in the fourth round, fifth round seems pretty over. Easily for me, Ian. Yeah, I don't like Najee ever. So if you're gonna play Najee, play him on FanDuel, Adunze or Shakir. Um, I think that's a coin flip, but slight edge Rome. Brenton Stranger, Andrews. Oh man, I think I go Andrews there. Okay, so Rice is a lock starter every week. Okay, so Rice is in there, and then Ayuk, Debo, Moore, Dunze. Find a good way to randomize it. I probably go Ayuk, Tommy, but you just have you have a plethora of talent that I would try to trade some wide receivers to upgrade your running backs or something. Doing some battle royales here. If you're new to the battle royales, you want to find a way to get different either at the top of drafts by getting purely lucky and having two high guys fall to you, or by making your own luck and taking a guy like Kyron Williams in the fourth, and then you know, whatever Jordan Mason in the ninth, just guys that are not paired together a lot, and then or at the back end you scroll and you take your Drake Londons, your Shaheeds, your Keenans, your Addisons, etc. I don't, Andrew. Like I don't see the reason to scroll for Dotson, who I don't think he's good enough. I think he's a wind sprinter. I don't see the need to do that when, like, okay, 36 players get drafted. Um, like, why would I take Dotson when Rome barely gets drafted? Xavier Worthy barely gets drafted. Christian Kirk barely gets drafted. Um, Brian Thomas barely gets drafted. Darnell Mooney I prefer over Dotson. Christian Watson I prefer over him. Trey Tucker I prefer over him. Jerry Jeudy I prefer over Dotson. Andre Yoshibas I do. Leggett I do. Ladd McConkey I do. Josh Downs I do. Tutu Atwell I do. Like, the list is very, very, very long of players I prefer over Dotson. So I don't think he's viable, personally. Marvin, yeah. I don't think Marvin's going to be as high owned in DFS as he should be just because he's expensive. He's like priced near Jamar Chase, but it's like alpha wide receivers against the Commanders. Dotson's a win sprinter. I'd go Purdy. Lions defense, pretty good. Patriots defense, not as good as people think. I mean, Brock, he was like a 1-2 turn pick last year, and I was drafting him still. Because with a guy like Josh Allen in particular for best ball, I don't really care what his price is as long as, like, I know he always goes at that same cost. I care more, like, we know Josh Allen can be the guy you need week 17, so I'm going to have some. Will I have more Josh Allen if he's a 4th round pick versus a 2nd round pick? Yes. I like Nico better than Diggs. Just think he's better. And I think if the Jaguars continue man defense, which they could change, he is just a world beater. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I forgot I joined 3 of these. Okay. Guys got me talking. So we need Stroud in that one. God damn, I didn't want Godwin. Sure. Yeah, when you join 3, you don't go into the draft, you just draft from like this. I was like, why is my phone buzzing so much? Well, hey, this is a good way to randomize too. Do I think Bijan will turn it around? I think he'll have some big weeks. I think the jury's out as far as, like, how good he is or not. It's funny to me that people hate Jonathan Taylor on, like, I was not a Jonathan Taylor guy in best ball, but in, like, half point PPR drafts, he goes after guys like, goes after, like, James Conner, I think someone asked me leverage spots earlier. I think Mahomes stacks are a pretty good leverage spot. Strong leverage off of Kyler stacks. A great character in the community. We got the Houston double stack over here with double Minnesota. It's going to be unique, guys. Auto drafting, like, the first 6 rounds of a best ball draft, I think you can always do. And then, like, kind of letting Jesus take the wheel, and then you take over. I think that's viable. Don't do it to me, dude. Actually, let's go Burrow instead of Hurts. No, let's go Hurts. Stroud versus Mahomes here. Here's a scroll down. No one's taking Jerome Ford in these bad boys. Except me twice. Jerome Ford plays the Raiders, explosive runner. Some risk that if they get up big, they play Deontay Foreman, but yeah, I think he's a pretty good spot. We got McConkey's manager in here coming up with slogans. Don't be a donkey, draft McConkey. I don't think he's a free square. I don't like. Is it possible the Raiders score 11 points? Yes. Very possible. And yeah, I mean, like he earned targets last week, but I don't know if he's just gonna like, Meyer should get more targets, Bauer should get more targets. Dark roast. My best ball advance rates, I think I was advancing like 12 teams. And then I tweeted it I tweeted this out, and of course some people I don't know, don't understand. But let me pull this tweet up. I said Rico Dowdle scoring a touchdown just knocked Alvin Kamara and Saquon's best ball advance rate by 10%, independent of their scores this week. And what I meant by that is that like zero RB people were less likely to draft Kamara and Saquon and more likely to draft Rico, and he scored a touchdown. And so it doesn't really matter what these guys score. Like the zero RB people are going to advance a little bit better just because they have at least one running back hitting their spot. So people thought this was like hating on Saquon, hating on Kamara. I'm not hating on those guys. I just like my advance rate went from like 12 teams to like 22. I also drafted Lamb though, so obviously your advance rates after a singular game mean nothing. But yeah, I'm not going to draft Cam Akers, Chris. I think the spot for is Mixon officially out. Let's pull that up. Let's see. Our friends at ETR have Mixon as a game time decision. Underdog. Joe Mixon out. Oh my God. Jacobs citing target per outrun without Keenan. Ron's breaking a tie. Yeah, on the Akers thing, let's get Nico share here. I think the Minnesota's like just in general a terrible matchup for running backs. They blitz a lot. You don't like to play running backs against Minnesota. Um, I think the Jaguars are a better matchup. Akers is capable, but yeah, I don't want to do it that way. He is cheap. I'd rather play Roshan Johnson than Akers. Yeah, I think it has to give a bump to Diggs and Nico. It's a toss up, Dustin. I think you do steal. Both have their own risks. Purdy or Fields, I think it's close. I'm slightly Purdy there, but I think you can't go wrong, Book. I just like Caleb. This is a dog bowl draft, $25. If the top 3 people get to go to Dallas for a live draft to try to win 200K. Let's do Aaron Jones again. I don't think he will be, Jason. I think I think most people won't want to play him for good reason. Yes, I'm gonna have Best Ball Resurrection rankings up next week. I'll be doing some drafts too. No, I don't think this is crazy at all. I mean, Kamara's already like if injuries are off, clearly Kamara, but with the risk of injuries and slowing down, probably JT. Yeah, I don't. This is the ADPs are insane there. Sam, this week, yes, it could look silly though. Like, we have to realize that it is possible Swift, like Roshan doesn't even play this week. It's possible Swift continues to dominate touches. Weather mostly missed me, but it did hit surrounding areas. Totally fine to do. Chuba dominated touches when the game was close. So I wouldn't even worry about what's his face. He's gonna be chalky though. Nez, another badge bro friend in here. Someone take Stroud. Like, why are you doing this, dude? All right. We've been doing a lot of Rome. Let's get one DJ Moore share. Maybe both. Don't love it, Steven. But yeah, I mean, I think you gotta try some. Let me refill my water. Be right back. Man, I can't wait to sweat this slip we did earlier of the statue QBs. Not like I don't have any major questions I'm waiting to see. Gonna be intrigued to see how it plays out for the 49ers pieces. Gonna be intrigued to see how Caleb does today. The Bills Ravens game just gonna be pure fun. Um, I guess the Jaguars. Like I don't think it's as over for them as other people. Steal over Charb. I think I would, Dustin, but it's close. Yeah, I mean, we're already seeing guys return healthy. Like Kittle was hurt. He's back already. Debo was hurt. He's back already. Bears doubles, baby. This guy is like, damn it, why can't I take Caleb Williams too? Yeah, I think Ayuk's going to be totally fine in the long run. I don't know if this is a great matchup for him. I don't know what the Patriots are going to do because do you put Christian Gonzalez on Ayuk? Do you put two corners on Ayuk and Gonzalez on Jennings? I don't know what you do with most of their pieces healthy. Can't go wrong, Brian. But I think I'd be rolling with Reed. Yeah, I'm not playing Jennings. I'm not playing a ton of lineups, but the Steelers guys I prefer on half point too. I wouldn't call him a smash. He's in play. The Broncos should be the pay down defensive choice. Yeah, I think that's totally possible, Brady. I think it's possible for Debo especially. He's gonna be active, Jacob. These are things where I'm gonna listen to, like the Fox pregame show. I'm not usually a Fox guy, but what's his face gets Jay Glazer like actually gets scoops. So gonna want to read like once I don't know. We'll probably go for another half hour or so, maybe a little bit longer. Um, gonna want to hear what's going on with that. But like what I did here, you usually shouldn't do. You need to shoot for ceiling, and it's hard for 2 guys to get there, but it's okay to do at a rare rate here. Falcons, yeah, they're fine too. I mean, the Broncos are cheaper than the Texans, so I think people crying about the tight end position are just being weak, you know? Boo-hoo, draft better, choose better. I don't wanna see the tight end position removed from best ball, removed from fantasy. That's trying to remove an edge from the game. Saints, for me. The Saints defense could be, like, legitimately good, you know? Oh my god, Cole Kmet. I think they should have contests with kickers in D, but it just adds a lot more variance, you know? Sure, Taysom, let's do it. Don't really need to scroll down when I'm doing a Bears double. Oh, we'll do one more dog bowl, why not? We had a real sweat in this last weekend. This team, after the 1 PM slate, it had JT, Amari Cooper, Goddard, so nutted, and it had Goff, Amon-Ra, Flowers left. Now, of course, if you didn't have Juwan Jennings, see you later. But yeah, had a chance, didn't get there though. And it's hard, guys, in the dog bowl. Like poor giraffe parade. Here's $1,000. Dave, here's $900. Jewish McCaffrey, here's $800. These guys get the 10K ticket and a chance to draft for 200K though. So dog bowl drafts not for the weak of heart. Like this guy had Jennings. Let's see what Dave had here. He did have Jennings too, but Lamb busted for him. Uh, I wouldn't say it's terrible EV, Jacob. It is hard to realize your EV. So if your bankroll's not big, it's not great for realizing your EV. But it's probably actually a pretty good EV contest because so few people for many reasons. Number one, not a lot of people do a lot of them. Number two, the EV is getting to Dallas, and what you hope is you kind of hope that people that make it there are not good, so that in the live draft they're drafting bad, you know? So it really depends like who actually makes it to Dallas. And then yeah, like people in these draft contests are probably just not doing what's like optimal. Either they're just drafting the ADP or they're taking Stroud naked, you know, like that guy was doing. People auto draft. So I don't know. It is hard to realize EV though when it's only 3 people win. And then of course you get there and yeah, that In general, like if you let's just say you're the best drafter out there, you would prefer a contest to be as top heavy as possible. You would prefer to be only first place wins because the best drafter should get first place most often. However, it is very difficult to realize that EV. So if you don't have a big bankroll, etc., you know, I think there's a bunch of great scroll downs. Jerome Ford is one of them. Yeah, like it could work. And, if I was able to get to Dallas, I want the guy who's taken Naked Stroud to make it to Dallas against me. I want him to be like, oh, I got there with Stroud because Robert Wood caught 3 touchdowns. And I want him to go to Dallas and be like, okay, let me take naked, whatever, Caleb Williams. Really close, Scott. Really close. I love them both this weekend. See, some of us just embrace the grind mindset, Luis. I agree. I don't know. I love my tight end exposures. I think I crushed tight end because I didn't draft the olds. The olds are the ones I think you're worried about. Andrews and Kelsey. I always think I'm pretty good at tight end year in and year out. Like Kincaid in the mix to be tight end 1. Ferguson in the mix to be tight end 1. McBride in the mix to be tight end 1. Kittle in the mix to be tight end 1. Bowers in the mix to be tight end 1. Goddard in the mix to be tight end 1. Conklin, a nice late round guy. Likely a nice late round guy. Ingram hurt right now. Sanat, we'll see on that one. Schultz, Pitt's not so hot, but like my top tight ends, I think this is the nuts. See, Ayuk goes here. I got him in the 3rd round in that draft. Let's go Kittle. I got lots of hobbies, Steven. I like to play tennis. Yeah, I think this is the last, couple players I think people are going to give a last shot to. Pitts. Oof. I'm probably playing Reed there. IELTS. You want to talk like ETN and Jonathan Taylor? You want to talk about like people trying to play matchups versus how we value these guys in best ball? These, look where ETN gets drafted right now. Pickleball? Yeah, I like pickleball, man. Pickleball is easier tennis. I would play tennis all else equal. Unless like if I have friends that are not good at tennis, anyone can play pickleball. No, yeah, I mean Pitts is gonna have some spikes still, but like the idea of him being tight end 1 seems pretty dead. I'd play JSN over Jennings. Broncos, Falcons. I like Watson too. I thought it was really encouraging week 1 usage. His floor remains low. But yeah, I think I still think Reed's the number 1, but I think he's the number 2. And possibly Wicks's. I think maybe they're Kotu's, and then Dobbs has a skill set too. I think I'm gonna call it after this draft, guys. So, any last minute questions, get them in there. Gonna make some breakfast. Probably go for a walk or something, get some sun, get some air in me before I sit on the couch all day. Appreciate you guys watching. Remember, I do this every Sunday. Couple things. Make sure you join the Discord, links below. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Helps me out. I'm on the road to 6K. Ramondre, Scary Terry, or JSN. Terry McLaurin, I think, will be kind of chalky in DFS, and so you should probably just roll there. It's not chalk I want to play, but yeah, him. And then JSN if not. My girlfriend's cat ran away, so we spent the day looking for her yesterday. Came home late last night. I think this is the Bills' year, but really, no one wants to hear this, but the Bills have gotten unlucky with injuries 3 years running, really 4 years running. So back when Cole Beasley and John Brown was here, Cole Beasley broke his leg before the playoff game, and then John Brown was hurt, or Gabe Davis was hurt, one of them. So they were down to one wide receiver. The next year, Trey White, the defense was looking lights out. Trey White tore his ACL. They got Von Miller. He got hurt that year as well. And I think Micah Hyde got hurt, their star safety at the time. Last year, things were looking great. And then they lost 5 linebackers. And so they were rolling out guys they signed off the street to cover Travis Kelce. So it's what it is. Jerome Ford, Nick. I think Jerome Ford's pretty nice leverage off of Chuba, off of Brian Robinson, and Rome. Rome Odunze is my other gut feeling, and Jaden Reed. I think people this year, I've always thought Josh Allen's the hardest quarterback to defend. And I think this is the year that people may come around to that. See, talk about variance in drafts in and out. Our friend Nez here gets Stroud pick 40. When I took Nico, some doofus took him naked in the 3rd round here. It's a coin flip for me, Matt. Yeah, I agree here. Shakir for me. Most people would tell you to play Najee, though. Yeah, I think Richardson's in play week in and week out, but oh wow, this guy went naked, Caleb. I was gonna say I'm gonna take Burrow or Caleb, but now I can't. Purdy is the other guy to consider. Justin Fields naked is always in play as well. Yeah, kind of crazy. Richardson going almost undrafted. I don't know. Let's just do Purdy though. Purdy's been lights out. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Let's win some money today. Hopefully, our quarterback pick 'em slip hits. Posted that in the chat if you missed it. Lights out is the same MDS. I don't know what a blue stripe means. Oh, is that what you call $100 bill because it has that blue stripe on it? I'm picking up the lingo. I like that. Where'd that come from? Steel or Odunze? I think Odunze is a smash. Where'd you get that vernacular from? I like it, man. I'm stealing that blue stripe. I'm a willing rapper, but terrible at it. My girlfriend hates when I do it. Drafting the dog bowl, building up stacks. Brock Purdy to Kittle. Call that 100 racks. Jamar Chase getting in the end zone. 102. Brian Robinson. He's cool too. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I'll be here all week. Wilson, Higgins, and Rome. I think people are being too cute with the Wilson stuff. Higgins and Rome for me. I got the blue stripe on the quarterback rushing overs. Matt Stafford, Jared Goff touchdown. Yeah. I wonder if Davis would rap with me. I highly doubt it. New career? New career? Young Liam. Bars, 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 bars. I'm gonna do that next summer. Best ball, like do a best ball rap draft. And then hopefully that can become a big enough thing where I get like a real rapper to come on with me. You see the vision. Davis isn't willing to look like a fool, though. You know, like I am. I don't really care. Check out this. You just spam click draft to strike fear into the hearts. Boom. Snap picked. Snapped. I bet Sanderson's got some bars. I bet Pete does. Pete's probably like a good rapper. This team's sick. This team's winning the dog bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck me. Good luck you. In that order. Just kidding. Let's have a great weekend, guys. Let's have a great weekend. We're not going to tilt when things don't go our way. A healthy weekend, a high scoring weekend, a fun weekend. Let's do it. You got like an hour to spend with your family or loved ones. Do that. Then lock in. Peace out. See you tomorrow.